following portion of Loving Living Local is sponsored by Epiphany Dermatology.
We're here today at Epiphany Dermatology with Kynlea Butler, PA here. Kynlea, thank you for having me here.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Yes. Now, as a PA here, you see everything.
Yes.
Talk about melanoma.
Yeah, so melanoma is one of the deadliest forms of skin cancer, but really when it's caught early, it's quite treatable. And one of the ways that we can detect melanoma is by having an annual skin exam. So one of my biggest recommendations is getting seen annually by a dermatology provider because that early detection is really key.
What are some signs and symptoms?
We have something we call the ABCDE rule of melanoma. So this is a way for people to check their skin at home and kind of assess if there's something abnormal going on and a reason to come get checked. A is for asymmetry. So we're looking, does one side match the other side? B is for border. So does the border have irregular borders? Is it jagged, blurred? Things like that. C is for color. So are there multiple colors? Is it uneven in its color? D is for diameter. So is the lesion larger than 6 millimeters, which is about the size of like a pencil eraser? And then E is for evolving. So is the mold changing over time? So is it changing in color, size, shape, or is it becoming symptomatic? So is it bleeding, itching, or painful? So those would all be reasons to have a dermatology provider check that lesion.
Well, I get worried and then I go right to Google.
Yes.
And that's not the good thing.
So many people do.
Yes. So it's important to come to you and have a consultation and figure out if there's any of those signs.
Yes, Google can definitely lead you down a scary
Rabbit
path.
hole.
Yes. I have lots of patients that come with concerns from Google, and then, you know, even if the lesion ends up being fine, that peace of mind means everything to patients. So.
And with your annual skin check, besides moles, what else are you checking?
So we're also checking for skin cancers that arise outside of moles. So those are most commonly caused by sun exposure over time. And one of the most common is basal cell carcinoma. And that typically will look like a pink or pearly bump, maybe a scaly patch of skin or a spot that won't heal. And then there's squamous cell carcinoma that will commonly look like a red firm bump or maybe a crusted lesion. So those are going to be on those sun exposed areas most commonly. So think scalp, face, ears, chest, arms, and hands, though they can be anywhere.
Are those typically caused by the sun?
Yes.
Especially here in Charleston, we need to be safe.
Yes.
How can people be safe this summer on the beach, by the pool, on a boat?
Yeah, of course. So wearing a wide brim hat is one of my biggest go-tos because we want to definitely protect the delicate areas of our skin. So our face, neck, and chest are very delicate. They're very sensitive to the sun. In addition to that, of course, sunscreen with at least an SPF of 30 to all sun-exposed areas. And then another great tidbit is sun protective clothing. So many people don't want to use sun protective clothing, but it's so easy, especially in children that may not like you applying sunscreen to them.
Right. Any tips on applying sunscreen for kids who don't want anything to do with it?
So I've gotten a few tips from moms over the years, and one of the best that I've heard is that you can put the sunscreen on like an old makeup brush,
okay,
and then just kind of apply it to their face. Especially some of the little girls, they like it because it's kind of like makeup.
Time.
And even for our little guys, it can just be a more pleasant experience rather than your hands rubbing on their face. So that's a good little tip that I've learned.
So for people watching at home, say, we got to come see Kynlea here.
Yeah, please do.
How can they do that?
Yeah, so I am at 3 of our locations. So the Henry Tecklenburg, our Ashley River Road, and our Summerville location. I'm available to see all ages 0 to 100.
Perfect. Well, Kynlea, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
The preceding portion of Loving Living Local was sponsored by Epiphany Dermatology.